cool out there at the end, a lot crisper. But we had good tempo at practice. Was pleased with the way the kids practiced. Got a lot of work for a lot of guys. So we're excited about that. We still got a lot of guys dinged up. But we're looking forward to this opportunity to play University of Louisiana Lafayette.
I've been meaning to ask you ever since you guys got the papers about Jake Fromm. You can talk about him now, right? Did he sign?
Can't.
Oh, okay.
Different rule this year. Can you explain to him?
Yeah.
What, he asked before?
I asked on the teleconference.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk. They changed. There's no advantage to signing anyone anymore. You can't. They don't want you to have all that stuff to be able to go out and talk about and go see and do that. So we cannot comment about the stuff.
Oh, appreciate it.
So basically, just locks you guys together for the most part. That's just all there's to it, right?
We didn't, when we were out there, didn't see Chipu. Did we just?
Yeah, he has got some knee things that are bothering him. We don't know how serious it is. They're investigating it. We don't know if he'll be able to go this weekend or not. It may be a situation that he has to drain some stuff off of his knee, but we won't know until probably tonight. So we're having some receiver issues, obviously. Got a lot of guys dinged up there.
Is anybody besides, obviously Reggie
Reggie,
Black,
Jason Stanley,
Jason Stanley,
and then Jig.
what's Reggie's status? at this point?
Reggie, we're hoping Reggie's gonna be able to go. He probably could have played in the last game. He was cleared to play. It was just a matter of whether or not we needed him. It was gonna be an emergency situation only, and we ended up being able to go without him. Want to give him another week to recover, which he's had, and we're trying to prevent him from getting dinged on that thing again.
If he's able to play, with the nature of kickoffs being the way they already anticipate him being able to use them in that way.
Yeah, he wants to do it. We should be able to. We also want to get Miko back there, so they've both been working.
You anticipate whether Reggie can go or not, you getting McCole some reps returning?
Well, we're gonna wait and see how Reggie can do. Reggie's our returner right now if he's healthy.
For this game, can you just speak about the importance of winning turnover margin?
Well, I mean, that's the importance of every game. So how does it make it any different in this game? I mean, we try not to make it any difference. I do think anytime you're playing a team that you may be favored against, that's a big indicator of the game. Is that's how you get in trouble is with turnover margin. But there's a lot of other things too. Penalties, I mean, busted assignments, a lot of stuff, missed tackles. But certainly we want to win the turnover battle every day. I mean, that's my goals. I'm trying to figure out a new way to create a turnover and a new way to prevent a turnover. So at practice, our first 10 to 15 minutes is how can we get an edge to create one, and how can we get an edge to prevent one? And everybody's looking for that.
Kirby, when you were talking about the excuse me, the pass to Easton the other day, you said that you had seen 7 for 7 that play that
Mhm.
worked. Is that data you get, or do you have a program that tells you that?
No, we watch film, and I've watched 7 teams complete that pass.
Oh, okay.
So like we might be watching Mississippi State play Kentucky,
Yeah.
and Kentucky would complete that for a 2-point play. And then I would watch another team play Nicholls State and see them complete that. So I've seen it 7 different times completed this year.
As a defensive coordinator, I mean, through your career, is there a trick play that stands out that worked against you that, you're like, whoa?
Yeah, the last play of the Auburn game in 2000. I mean, whatever year it was. I mean, I consider that to be a little bit of a trick play. Auburn hit us on a wildcat pass where they threw it back to the quarterback. The quarterback threw it for a touchdown pass in 2009, 2014 at home. Trick plays tend to stick in your memory. You try to prevent them by staying home and being disciplined, but they happen a lot. We got hit on another one by Auburn on a sprint out throwback to Lutzenkirchen. It probably cost us the game the year they won the national title. So I remember a lot of trick plays.
Were those couple of calls an indication of your concerns with red zone offense score when
No,
you get down in there?
that doesn't have anything to do with it. That to me is one of them was trying to be aggressive and thought it was there and really thought that everybody would sell out on the run with Terry, and it didn't happen, and didn't make a great decision with the ball. But just thought they were good plays. It wasn't like, oh God, we're struggling in the red zone, we got to trick them. That wasn't the case. It was just thought it was a good play call. It didn't work out.
Roquan Smith's leading the team in tackling this year. It's just a sophomore. What does he do so well for you guys, and what might he need to improve on moving forward?
He plays really hard. He's really fast, extremely athletic. I mean, when you say the new age linebacker of speed, athleticism, play spread, he's cut right out of that cloth. I mean, he can run, man. I mean, he can close. He's getting more and more instinctive. If he could work on anything, it would be his block protection and his strike, because he's not huge. You know, he's got good size. He's just not huge, but he's really fast, really instinctive, and he cares a lot about the game. I mean, the guy practices so hard. I mean, you worry about him giving out in practice because he just practices so hard, but he gets return on that investment because he plays well in the games. I'm proud of Roquan. He's done a really good job for us.
Justin Young's a guy that's gonna come up and speak to us tonight. Can you just talk a little bit about the development you've seen through him this season?
Well, I talked about that Navy SEAL guy talking about relevance. He's a guy to me that has tried to make himself relevant. He's become a role player. You think about when Ledbetter was down for, I mean, how many games was he? I don't know, 6 games. I mean, J.Y. made himself relevant. He worked hard, he competed, and then he's fought tooth and nail since Ledbetter's been back to maintain a role. He goes over on the scout team, he services them, he gives them a look, he plays 4 snaps, and he comes busting over there to get his reps on our field, which I think that helps develop players. And he's done a good job. He's never complained. He's helped us, so I'm proud of J.Y.
Usually, you know, at some point during the season, you're dealing with some young players or guys that are working on the, you know, you guys call it the look squad, I guess. You know, when you talk about that, is there anybody that you can particularly point to? Is like, hey, he's giving the offense fits. Hey, he's giving the defense fits. Just those types of guys.
Look, I know y'all want to write a story about one of these guys that's not playing and just anoint them to be the next coming, because everybody does that in recruiting. Just like all the guys we're recruiting are going to be the savior. I just don't think that's the best thing for the kid. I don't think that's the best thing for him, because then he gets more pressure on him. Every guy that walks in our program has immense pressure on them to be what the recruiting site said they were, what the media site said they were. I just don't. I don't think so. But if you want me to give you a name, let me give you a name. I'll give you a couple names. Chauncey Manak. He's busting his tail. He's extremely athletic. He's working hard. But he's not going to be. He's going to be a good player next year. He's going to be a good player because he's different, a little bit different than what we have. He's more like a Ledbetter. He's got quick twitch. He does some good things. You know, offensively, most of our offensive freshmen are playing.
Right.
So it's not like they're over there with us. It goes back to the O-line that Chip talked about the other day. You know, on Monday nights we're doing opportunity work where we're giving Chris Barnes, Solomon, and Ben Cleveland opportunities to go out and scrimmage and pads, put their pads on and go practice. So we're getting to see those guys. But it's hard to say because they're going to get some pretty good players on our scout team. We're going to get some big old D linemen.
You talk about that opportunity period. How important, though, is it for you guys to potentially find some game work for these guys this week and get them in a real-life situation?
Well, those guys wouldn't. Because they're past the point of no return.
But some of the guys who have been used, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. But that would be a disrespect or a disservice to University of Louisiana Lafayette. And why would I sit here and say one thing about talking about being we're concerned with playing our best and having our best game, because not only did they play, I think, on Thursday night, so they've had more time to game plan. They've watched an offense, Auburn is very similar to theirs, and they get to watch and see what worked and what didn't and do some things, and we're certainly concerned with them. I'm not concerned with getting the extra playing time in for the guys. That's really what the opportunity period's for.
Kirby, did you hear about Alabama and California actually did it first using former players as scout team guys? Like I think California brought in Marshawn Lynch, Alabama brought in Blake Sims, Trent Richardson. Is that something that you would consider, or have you done it and we didn't notice?
When you say bring them in as scout team players.
They can bring in, like Alabama brought in Trent Richardson to simulate Leonard Fournette before the LSU game. And, you can do that.
Sure, I think the biggest thing there is that I would think they have to be not graduated yet.
I'm not sure.
To be students, yeah, I'm not aware of that either. So I really don't know exactly what you're speaking of, but I would think they would have to be. I know we have student assistants who come back to be to help coach because they're trying to graduate. So it'd be the same thing as them helping out. I'm not really following you there, but I have not heard that. So
Yeah, I don't know if they have to be graduated, but they can't publicize it ahead of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they can bring them back. that. I mean,
Yeah, I was not aware of that. Something it'd definitely be worth looking into if we had anybody that could help in those capacities.
Think about a good segue there to Kevin Butler. You think he's made a difference?
Oh, yeah.
Helped Rodrigo out and all those guys?
Absolutely, yes. That's a huge. I mean, we had a situation in Alabama. We had Chris Samuels, who came back and was an All-Pro lineman, and he was like an extra coach on the field because he was a student assistant, and that's what KB's been awesome. I mean, he's been good for me from a kicking standpoint. He's been good for Rodrigo, Ham, for all those guys, Marshall. I mean, shoot, he's been great. Just the confidence that he provides. It was almost like the perfect setup for the year of new specialists to have him involved. It's been really good.
Put yourself in that. We're putting it back to that 49-yard field goal, let's say, against Auburn. How much do you lean on Kevin in terms of like turning to look at him? You think Rodrigo can make this one? Do you
Well, I don't
consult
like
him in
making
real time?
decisions in the heat of the moment like that. To me, that decision's made in pregame warm-ups on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I go and talk to several people, James Villano, Shane, Kevin, and we have a meeting and we say, this is his yard line here, this is his yard line here based on the wind, and that's the yard line. Because when you start making those decisions, it changes. So it was within his yard line, and we were going to stick with that or go for it or punt. Because I don't think you always make good decisions when you calmer heads don't prevail sometimes. Time for one more, anybody?
I know you love black jersey questions. What's the
Last
deal?
question.
Are they y'all definitely using them, and what's the?
Is this the last question?
Yes.
Yes.